Hey, welcome to Roasted-Newt. I'm Michael. I'll be your reader for the next 10 minutes or so. Um, Today, the first thing that comes to my mind is um, feeling like in life, we often feel like we're not free and like we're trapped, and that's when it's a good time to sort of think about in what ways we are free and what ways we aren't free and what ways we can be free. Um, you know, um, because often because of our anxieties, it sort of makes us feel like we are trapped in a lot of ways that we hold the keys within ourselves to unlock and free ourselves. So think about what, um, so for instance, you know how a human, we can't really fly or we can't move any more further than our capacity, but that's what the imagination and the mind is for. So, because we sort of we live in a false matrix that like tries to trap us and control us and manipulate us in any way it can. It's like a battle for our mind. So you got to sort of you got to free your mind. That's why in the movie The Matrix he says free your mind. But that's, I can take it further and say, because there's like a cognitive dissonance that a lot of us have, where we sort of feel like our thoughts and the territory of our own headspace is sort of being invaded all the time, and that's because it probably is. And that could be, you know, demons, it could be aliens, it could be fucking government fucking experiment shit, but this is how we tap into either abundance, so like um and creativity and music and art. Like, it's, if you can vibrate on the frequency of something, then it can vibrate on the same frequency as you. So like, as you sort of free your mind, you sort of experience different things and you see the world differently as you've adjusted your sort of headspace, you know. But you gotta claim it as much as you can and control it as much as you can. So like, this also goes back to sort of not being triggered so much, because you know how you have like emotional triggers, like physical triggers, like you also have mental triggers too. Like, if something upsets you or offends you, there's something in your brain that releases chemicals or something, or just it goes disturbed haywire, you know. But if we practice what we're talking about today, we can tap into attracting good energy and a lot of abundance and um, resources, things that we need, because it's all out there. You know, everything's out there for us, but we just got to get on the same lane and track and road as it, you know. So as you're sort of navigating through, you got to sort of get on that higher frequency, and as you head towards it, it comes towards you too. It's like a metaphysical new age way of thinking of it. But we can't lie to ourselves and pretend we're something we're not, or you know, this stuff is imaginary, and it is, um, it's just the other sort of aspect of, it's like the opposite. It's the equivalent of what you would have to do at the same time as taking action and doing everything on the earthly physical realm you'd have to do first. So don't lie to yourself about this stuff, and don't try to be something you're not. But also at the same time, you can fake it till you make it, but don't lie. Just don't lie. But just keep everything true, and keep your. So as we're clearing our mind, it's like we're removing layers and we're listening to deeper and deeper and deeper like aspects and layers of ourselves, and we're realizing that some of it's painful. And what I can tell you is if you feel that pain often enough, it starts to heal. So instead of like avoiding it or just putting it to the side, just once in a while giving it a little bit of time to sort of hurt, and it heals and it gives you a bonus strength in your life. And this is when things start to balance out and become in tune, and um, you start to notice the beauty of things, like the birds singing, the trees dancing in the sunshine, you know. But yeah, I'm just going off the what is it? The oracle cards today, because when I'm preparing for a reading, I sort of feel where I'm at, and if I want a more like lighter, sort of positive, sort of more angelic reading, I go with the oracle cards. But if I want like a more serious, like, I don't know, a different one, I go with the tarot. But you can mix them together. But might pull some fairy ones now. So that was from the Healing with the Angels. But yeah, freedom, man. Freedom isn't free. If you don't put in your buckle 5, who will? Yeah, look up the song Freedom Isn't Free. Team America. It's funny as. But we still are free. Like, you know, it might be like a bit of a Truman Show where like it feels like everything's watching you, but in your own house or in your own car or in your own body, man, you're still free to do your arm. I can make my fucking finger do whatever the fuck I want, motherfucker. You're still free. If you're in prison, maybe not so much, but you know, stand your ground. Yeah. So when we're dealing with this like mental imbalance and this spiritual shit, like attacky sort of stuff, it's important to, it is difficult, but it's important to stand your ground, but sort of always have like a solid, like, you know, root chakra, like the red root chakra of the bottom of the aura of the energy what is it, the electromagnetic field of the body. It's a good idea to focus on that first, as just your solid foundations. So like if you're in trouble, if you're in survival mode, that's when that energy is important. But like as you get safer and safer and more stable and stable, your aura goes up and goes from red to orange to yellow to green to blue, you know, etc. Those become more harmonious, if you know what I'm trying to say. So sometimes you just got to know what's important to focus on and what's not important to focus on. Like, because I can tell you, I get sometimes if I'm sitting in the balcony, I'm meditating or just chilling out, if a car drives past and it has a fucking loud sound or something, it really can piss me off. But that's not cool to focus on. That's good. That kind of thing is, of course, it's vibrationally affecting you, but it's good to just let it pass and don't let it trigger you. Just don't let it shift you off wherever you want to stand. But this will lead us to, as we practice, and if we do continue to practice this mindfulness and this steady pace of thoughts, we can keep a positive and happy image of the future in our mind and in our vision. Um, because you know how I was saying about how we're figuring out in what ways we're free and what ways we're not free. It's also good to try and see the good things, like look at the flowers, look at the bees, feed the birds, fucking go to the playground and have a swing on the swing, whatever, take your kids out, whatever. But like, it's not all doom and gloom, you know. Um, and everybody knows how fucked up the world is, but nobody wants to hear it. So I don't tell people how fucked up the world is as much as I would like to. And I've felt that even if I realize how good the world is, it makes me feel better, you know, because you can get trapped in just thinking it's 99% negative, but it's not. It's 50% negative and 50% positive, and that's the 100% truth. Make music. Yeah, and as we harmonize with our auras and our truth, and we attract this abundance and happy vision, everything we do is easier because we're more in tune. So have you ever noticed that when you're off balance and you're out off equilibrium, that you sort of are clumsy and fumble shit, drop shit, or you stub your toe? That's because you're not 100% in tune. But if you are, when you do become that from your truth and integrity and stuff, like standing your ground, you can do things more in tune. Yeah. So in last deck, lucky last is the mermaids one. There's a lot of musical instruments and stuff here, so in this reading, and there's a lot of like celebrating. Yeah, just fixing the music. I'm just getting music and celebrating songs. It's like party time, excellent, man. You know, Wayne's World. Michelangelo is a party dude. So whoever this is for, put some pop music on and have a little dance in your room. All these different things are important, man. Like, you know, I always say, like, things like Coca-Cola and Mars bars and chocolate or whatever, treats, lollies, candy. These things are there for a reason, because they're not there for you to eat every day. They're there for you to have like once a month. You have it and it releases it. It releases that those feel good chemicals in your brain, and that's good. That's actually good for you. So once in a while, a glass of Coke is good. Or what if you want to drink lemonade or whatever? It's like once in a while a cigar is good, a little cigarillo or something, you know. All these things are good for you, man, just once in a while. Within reason. Break free. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. Yeah, so as you get stuck in life, and if you keep getting stuck in life, and if you just can't get the fuck out of there, you're doing something wrong, and you need to try something different. And it's either something that's not fun, or it's something that's really fun but scary. But it's also just, as I always say, about seeing it differently, thinking about it differently. But the thing about doing that is it's not easy it's very difficult, and it's impossible to just snap into a certain way of thinking. it takes very long time to just gradually try to change those thoughts, because like I keep saying about the battlefield of the mind, it's like it's always going to be fluctuating, and that's a modern day thing, especially for spiritual people, is this fluctuating mental state and like disturbance and cognitive dissonance. I've noticed that a lot in myself, so I'm assuming there's probably other people out there who have it too. And that's what I've actually learnt. I've just personally learnt through making these readings on this channel is I'm not the only one that has gone through these kind of things, and it's comforting for me, and I know it's comforting for other people to know that they're not the only one. Because in the beginning, like at the start, before you know other people have done it, you feel like you're the only one, and you're going crazy, and you're this massive outcast of the whole fucking universe. But not really. You're just a different kind of person. You're an artist. You're just an artist. If we're all artists, us kind of people, that's what I call them: aliens, space kids, star seeds, indigo children. Music. So I'm getting a lot about. So when you want to lift your energy, if you put music on, and the ones that are really uplifting, like the R&B and rap and pop and hip hop, reggae, smooth jazz, techno, trance, rock and roll, whatever you want, it's gonna increase the frequency of like your third eye and your pineal gland, and that's how you're gonna expand your imagination to larger ways of like subconscious thoughts and stuff. So whoever you are, you love music, and music is very important to you, and it's going to help you with your freedom. So when you're sort of in a tight spot, that's when music is like the icebreaker. You notice how like every party or every get together, you gotta have music. People love music, and you're being helped by heaven. So there's angels that want you to listen to have music, and they want to help you with your music, and they want to encourage you to make your own music and make your own tunes and songs and little tracks or whatever you want to do. But let me just say here, let me count all the references to music. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 references here, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. It was a bit of a different reading this time because I was in a bit of a different mood today, which is a good thing. If this reading message resonated with you in any way today, make sure to press like and comment and share and subscribe. Tune in next time for more. Have a good night. Don't fight. Goodbye.